Ja, välkomna. Welcome back to the University Star League.
Yes, welcome ladies and mostly gentlemen to the glorious suburb of Haninge. We're live from Handen with our challenge, the last event of the evening, our challenge against a Masters player.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to get really exciting because we haven't actually seen anything out of our challenger yet, and our Masters player have been performing excellently.
Yes, absolutely. I loved the last game in the Masters v Masters series. It was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah.
I mean, RMP showing off he can really put out those classes really fast, and just like decimate the Zerg army.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in a TVP here, Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah.
RMP, the Protoss, is of course our reigning Masters player here, and the challenger is a Terran player that for this game will be named B-Man Duck. He is not B-Man Duck. He's borrowed the B-Man Duck account since his own didn't work.
Yeah. And here we go. At the top right, we got our challenging Terran player who is playing on the account of B-Man Duck.
And do we know anything about the quality of this player?
I do believe that he hasn't actually played before. RMP being strapped down a bit, he's actually playing on a MacBook Pro and just using the touchpad on this match.
Of course, we need to give our challenger some handicap here.
Yeah, and here we have, at the bottom right, our reigning champion, RMP.
Give it up! And then we wait.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if our crowd is actually that psyched right now because they've had quite a bit of beers. As we can see, B-Man Duck, our lovely challenger, actually saying that in chat. I'm so drunk right now. Teenage girl meme. Oh my god. We're quoting the internet on live stream.
I don't know that meme actually.
Me neither, but apparently it's a new one. Here we go with B-Man Duck, actually showing off he got some kind of experience, putting down that supply depot to begin that wall off. And starting off with a scout. And he's actually scouting. I don't know if this is the correct way to scout. I do think he is going to check the watchtower at first, but I don't know if actually is going to travel to the exact location. Oh, he thinks it's cross-spawn.
I just have to give an update here that B-Man Duck wishes to be known as RmpDestroyer.
RmpDestroyer. He's really cocky in that regard.
Should we call him Destroyer, just for short?
I would call him Benny, but I mean, Destroyer is fine by me. And here we go in RMP space, not choosing to use that chrono boost yet, and only giving up one gas. I think he might actually just forgate.
Oh.
He should put down that cybernetics core at any second now, if he wants to forgate. And here we go, Destroyer actually complaining on that there's no forced cross on this map. And there we go, there's cybernetics core.
If we have a look at Destroyer, he's saved up quite a lot of minerals already. I'm wondering if he's going for a fast expand or something, but it's quite late to be a fast expand.
There's a barracks in the middle. I don't know if... but the probe is going to scout it probably if he gets into the watchtower.
Probably. So, Destroyer seems to be doing some sort of one-base proxy.
Yeah.
Instead of the usual double barracks at 11 proxy.
Yeah, the classic 1 racks 16 supply all in.
Yeah.
I mean, this is quite nice having a change in pace, because normally you get these 11-11 really tight all-ins with Terran if they choose to do it, and latest we saw Flash actually doing it, so I don't know. Our players playing around with each other, chatting.
Yeah, they're chatting quite a bit actually.
Yeah, can this actually be a strategic move off of the Destroyer's side?
Probably, but here comes a probe that's definitely going to spot that barracks very shortly.
And how is he going to react to this? I mean, I think he's just going to churn out some sellouts as soon as possible.
Well, 2 more barracks coming down actually. So it's a 1 barracks proxy and then 2 more barracks proxier.
This is actually quite interesting. I mean, it could actually work with RMP being not able to use a mouse right now.
Yeah, so he can't micro very well. and
what micro?
I wonder if exactly. I wonder if you can macro very well with just touchpad. Actually,
I don't believe so, since he's hitting 1,400 minerals right now. Now that's a swig out of a beer jar.
1,400 minerals, 21 supply on one base. He's saving it up. He's gonna use it later when he's got a lot of warp gates up. He's gonna need to be able to push out that continuous source of zealots.
Yeah, I mean he waited for 1,400 minerals to start mining his gas. His warp gate isn't started yet, and he has actually 100 gas in a couple of minutes. And I don't know if Destroyer actually starts building some Marines out of these. He could actually just win.
He has a 3 barracks proxy, and is not building any Marines, which is quite unusual. Quite unusual.
As we see right here, he's trying to pull SCVs, but I mean, with the wall off was up. So he couldn't actually get them outside of his base, but right now he has lowered the supply depot. We just have to wait until he actually gets what he's up to.
And he's expanding.
He's expanding to
Destroyer. He's doing a 7-minute expand to a ninja expand. He's hiding this expand.
But it isn't actually going to be the good ninja that you could imagine, because there's actually a probe from RMP right there. This ninja is going to be fired. Oh, he actually blocked the expansion.
Oh, so there it is. Oh. He was forced to put it on the natural instead.
Oh God! And here we go. We're starting with the Marine production right now, just rallying everything down, and of course we see that wonderful macro being displayed right here, right today. And I mean,
I don't know what to say really at this point.
This is extremely entertaining, I must say so myself, and I think our crowd is actually loving it as well. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of SCVs not working, but that doesn't matter. Protoss is ahead with the 2,100 minerals ahead of 1,600.
Yeah.
And RMP is complaining about playing zoomed in. He managed to zoom in at some point, and hasn't managed to zoom out because he's used to the Mac.
Yeah, I actually have this main base of RMP is quite interesting. It looks like he's going to try to exercise some 4-gate here, but does he really have the APM to make this happen? I mean, his probe count is actually really low.
Could we see the APM, please, observer? Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm older than a few of these APMs.
Destroyer was at 120 APM for a moment there.
Yeah, I mean,
while RMP just now manages to hit 72 with just a mouse pad.
Yeah, I mean, I have a grandfather that's that old, so that's interesting. But as we can see right now, the gateways are being constructed. We have the bases in the top left being constructed. We have Marines going up the ramp right now.
There's no sentries.
Oh my God! If he micros well, this actually.
He's stutter stepping. He's stepping, but he isn't stuttering yet.
It's really. Oh, this is amazing to watch. The gateway take is done, but he hasn't actually started producing out of his second gateways.
Right now, Destroyer is a
on
3-base Terran versus a 1-base toss.
I don't know if I would call this 3-base Terran. Look at it. Look at the saturation.
Stutter, step. Yes, he's getting a hang of it now. And he's moving up into the main base, and RP has nothing to defend against this. Two zealots is going to fall right away to these Marines. And more Marines continue to stream on. RMP valiantly fights against this with 24 APM.
The classic 3 racks into all-in.
Yes.
I mean, this is really...
And here comes the probes. Here comes the probes.
Yeah.
And probes falling left to right.
I mean, that Stalker is putting out terrible damage, but I don't think this is enough. There's still Marines left, and there's still Marines.
I have a theory. Yeah? If I suggest that these players aren't taking this very seriously, what would you say to that?
I'd say you'd be lying, but if you said these players might be under the influence of some alcoholic beverages, I might concur with that statement.
I see. RP has actually cleaned up the attack in his base and is now on 6 supply at 12 minutes versus 34 supply and just Marines.
And here we have a follow-up with a couple of Marines, and I think this is going to be GG.
Yeah, probably. I see no way out of this other than, being tossed.
Yeah. and RmpDestroyer is going to take this game and win the match versus the reigning champion. I mean,
and is thus going to win Hotter Swarm Beta Key?
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting because we see a player that isn't actually that high league, and he's going to now get a beta key for the next game. And I mean, if he really starts pounding out those hours you get to do when you're exercising, you actually get really good. There's
GG brother, and a winky smile and a kiss back.
Yeah.
Such well-mannered players. I cannot express it good enough.
They actually have quite some trouble getting out of the game, but
RMP doesn't know how to hit F10 on a Mac.
Yeah,
it's quite tricky actually. There he manages somehow. GG, finally.
And there we go, RMP not winning the first match. I'm quite surprised because, I mean, a mousepad is a mousepad, but then again, he is a reigning champion and a Masters player.
He is a Masters player, indeed. Could we have a look at the graphs here, please? I would like to have a look at the income graph observer to see. Yeah, we see those quite narrow drops all of a sudden. That implies something went very wrong at that point in time, I would say.
This is really interesting to look at, exactly just like when RmpDestroyer started cutting out those probes out of the game. I mean, it's really interesting to watch a Masters level Protoss almost hold on to someone who isn't that exercised in the core art of StarCraft 2.
Exactly. So, Destroyer, our challenger, beats our Masters players and thus wins a Hotter Swarm Beta Key, courtesy of Alice Barcroft. Go into facebook.com/AliceBarcroft. We're going to take a little break and set up the next challenge, and we'll be right back.